Hey everyone. Lately, all fund managers have been actively communicating on the activation of their business continuation plans and reassuring everyone that business is going on as usual. I, however, am a fervent believer of proactive communication, and I today wanted to give you a few pointers on how you could proactively communicate with all of your stakeholders. So let's begin with communicating with your investors. Most investors, I think all investors, understand the exceptional nature of the crisis today. However, if you haven't already done so, I would suggest that you organize a webinar or a conference call with your investors, big and small, to reassure them and also get into more details on how you're going about everyday business and the impact that this could potentially have on your portfolio companies. Which brings me to communicating with portfolio companies. There isn't much to say on that because I know that most fund managers today are extremely busy and working very closely with portfolio companies that need their help get through the operational and financial crisis that they're facing today. And so thumbs up to all of those managers. However, I wanted to give a communication pointer regarding companies, new companies who may have contacted you in regards to their current fundraising. So obviously these companies are definitely having a tough time going through their fundraising. And so I think that it is not the right time to be polite. Don't say, send me over the documents and I will take a look at it. If you have other priorities or if you're not interested in the opportunity, you should tell these companies and the founders that you will not look at it because, well, you don't have the time. And that will help them focus on other fundraising opportunities and thus hopefully keep their business. That brings me to the third stakeholder on communicating with your employees. It's not business as usual with employees at the moment because everybody's working from home, not necessarily in the best circumstances with kids at home as well, and maybe working conditions that are not as good as in an office. I think it is important that you also develop an empathetic communication with your employees during such times and also reassure them that you will take the current exceptional situation in consideration while going through or reworking through their work objectives. Communicating with your service providers who are another stakeholder that are very important. Just as your portfolio companies, for some of them, are facing cash problems or operational problems because of the crisis, don't forget that as a fund manager, you yourself work with a lot of service providers who actually depend on you to keep their own businesses running. So first of all, crisis or no crisis, try to pay them on time because that is very important especially for small service providers. And if you are facing a cash crunch, then have an open discussion with them to find a compromise which will help both parties get through the crisis together. And also, it's also important, since a lot of projects that have been undertaken with some service providers are also being put on hold by fund managers for obvious reasons because of the crisis. Finally, communicating with your communities. Today I wanted to specifically talk about online communities, more so since we're all confined at home. LinkedIn and Twitter have become very important marketing tools for fund managers, but these are also communities where people actually can help each other learn from their experiences. So in addition to sharing all the good news that you usually do, it is also a good time to share the challenges that you're facing in your business or the solutions that you have found for certain challenges that you're facing. Not only will you be helping your community, but you will also, if you are facing a lot of challenges, realize to what extent a lot of people are sailing in the same boat as you. And thirdly, you may actually even find effective solutions to some of the challenges that you are facing. These are some pointers for today that I hope are useful in adopting a proactive communication approach with all of your stakeholders. Stay home and stay safe. Take care.